Hello, welcome to Sunfire Designs. Today I am going to be pouring my Victory flower, which is what I renamed my mixed method pour because that didn't sound very fancy. So it's now going to be called the Victory flower because of all the little V's, and thank you to Amanda and Tammy for helping me with that. Tammy was great inspiration about that, about naming it after the V's. So it's going to be the Victory flower from here on out, inspired by the Majesty flower. So I'm going to pour a Victory flower in this square mold. I have not tried to do a square shape before. I have no idea what it's going to do, but we're going to find out. So fingers crossed, things work out for us. All right, I mixed up 200 mils of Art Pro resin. I will not be using the whole thing. It won't take all of it. But I have a clear push. This is really pretty. It's, I don't know if you can see, it's kind of almost like a peachy color. It is a mixture of a little bit of gold from the Curate color from Michaels, and then some magenta, Let's Resin Chameleon powder. So really pretty. I think it's going to come out really cool. I think it'll really complement the colors I'm using. Hopefully it stands out enough. I don't want it to totally, blend in, which it might, I don't know. All right, so my first color is Daler-Rowney Indigo, which, as you guys know, is one of my latest favorite colors. And I don't know how this color combo is going to work. We will see. I'm taking a little bit of a risk here. I'm putting colors I wouldn't normally put together. This is Liquitex Rubine Red. Very pretty color. Reminds me of like a more red magenta. This is Liquitex Yellow Orange Azo. And then finally I have my Let's Resin Ocean White pigment paste in here. And I'm going to go ahead and just pour that into my mold. Not my mold. My piping bag. There we go. Eventually it will make it to the mold, just not just yet. All right, well, that is done. Scoot my trash over here a little closer. Okay. All right, so you might hear voices in the background. My husband's on his computer talking, and my son's on his video games talking, and I'm talking, so lots of talking going on in my household. All right, I'm gonna pour the yellow, orange yellow. To me, it's just like a bright yellow, but I guess it's more orangey than the other yellow I have. I just think it's a really pretty yellow. In fact, I prefer it over the other yellow, the medium yellow Azo. I don't know why. I guess it's kind of, to me, it's like more golden, I guess. I don't know. It's really pretty, though. I'm glad that I took a chance. I'm not a big fan of orange. It has its time and place and moments. Like, I like pumpkins. Pumpkins are orange. I like orange sherbet. But I'm not a big fan of orange otherwise. So, and don't come for me, but I'm not a fan of pumpkin spice, although that's not technically really orange, but just, I don't know why I brought that out, but do with it what you will. All right, I'm gonna pour my Rubine into the center of the mold. And these two together will make like a kind of a peachy orange, should they choose to mingle and mix, which is why I chose them, because I like that color, that when you get like a peachy orange, not like a definite peach, but I don't know exactly how to describe it, but almost kind of like this color, but lighter. I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say. All right, so now I'm gonna take and pour the indigo into the center. And I picked the indigo. I was gonna do black, but I picked the indigo because I thought that if it mixed with either of the colors that it wouldn't be ugly. Like if it mixes with the ruby, it'll still be kind of like a purple. If it mixes with the orange yellow, it'll still be like a green. So that was one reason. I was going to use black, but then I'm like, this kind of also reminds me of a sunset, you know, and you got the yellow and kind of like the pinks and oranges. So that was the other reason I picked it. So maybe this will look like a sunset. That would be really cool. I feel like it's not going to, but one can hope, right? All right, I'm going to pour my chameleon powder mix at the border of the ruby and the orange yellow, or yellow orange. I don't exactly remember which one is first. Don't know that it matters. Okay. All right, now I'm going to do the inner border between the indigo and the ruby as best as I can. And I like to go around twice, and then anything else I've got left over, I can either put around the outside, or I could go around this one more time. I think I'm going to keep it around the inside, because then I like it around the outside, but I don't think that it matters either way which direction, which one it goes around. It still makes really pretty petals around the outside. Hopefully, this is going to be unique for me. I don't know how this is going to come out. No clue at all. All right, going to do a little torch, little torchy torch here. Kind of just get rid of the major bubbles. I did for my center, I have some stones here. There's black, there's gold, there's some like burgundy and some peachy, pinky kind of colors. So I think that would look cool in the middle. I like to give it some contrast, so it's like light and dark that way, because you never know which way your colors are going to go. Well, I never know which way my colors are going to go. Sometimes they stay dark, sometimes they go light, you know, because of the white. So I just would as soon have a mixture of both. All right, wound that up super tight, and I'm going to snip the end of it off. Okay, my resin's already starting to move everything around. All right, so I'm going to make V's for victory. V for victory. Around the outside and work my way in. I'm not super great at making them even or anything like that, so just do the best I can. They won't be perfect. And then I'm just going to keep making layer after layer until I get to the inside. These are actually smaller little V's than I normally make. But you know what? This is an experiment, so we're going to give it a try and see what it does. Okay. So I should be able to get, you know, 4 or 5 layers. Hopefully. Here we go. Some of them are not super V looking. Like especially when I go around the corners. They kind of lose their shape. But there we go. Now, I think I did a good job there. Yay. Yay me. I'm pleased. They don't usually come out so uniform. All right, I'm going to go in and I'm going to do it again. Just an exact repeat of what I just did. Like exactly the same pattern. You know, you can make your V's bigger or smaller depending on what you like. You could even make the first row smaller, the next row bigger. or vice versa. I am going to try to keep them uniform if I can. Okay, going into my next row. And if for some reason I run out of white, I do have some more clear that I can mix up and make into white. I tend to use more white when I use this mold. Not this mold, this type of mold where it is flatter and not as deep. I tend to use more of the white doing that. They start to all kind of blend in at some point, and it's like, where did I leave off? What have I already done? That looks really cool in the middle. It's like purple. All right, so I'm going to let it move in and kind of close up a little bit by itself. And I'll be back in just a minute. I don't want to leave you sitting here with me talking about whatever while we wait for it to close. It'll only take a couple minutes, and I'll be back. It's not really, to me, it's not really worth doing the time lapse. So I'll be back in a second. Okay, I'm back. It did not close that much, but then I also have a lot of white in there. And it always closes differently in this shape mold, so it'll come in more on the edges and then the corners will kind of stay out. So I'm gonna go ahead. I thought I had this wound up enough, but apparently I do not. I'm gonna wind this up and I'm going to do some more V's. So here we go. Don't mind the door alarm. Someone is going outside. And this round is a little thicker than what I poured the first time around. And I think that is probably all I've got. Let me see, I might do like a little tiny. There, little tiny one in the center. All right, so now that's done. I'm gonna do my push. I'm gonna do it slowly. The last one I did it faster and I feel like it pushed it out too much. So this one I'm gonna do a little more slowly so I can also watch out and see. Oh, it looks gorgeous in the center. It's like purpley, but I wanna make sure that I don't overflow. All right, now we'll put this in the center. The purple is not gonna, it's not gonna match my center, but I think the rest of it will. There we go. Take my stick, push it down in there. And then I'm gonna give it a torch, and then I'm gonna let it do its thing. I don't think I'm gonna do a time lapse because it's gonna move in a little bit more, but it's the process, it's gonna be pretty slow doing everything else it's gonna do. So I'm not gonna do a time lapse, but I will come back when it's time to unmold and we'll see what we've got. So fingers crossed, and I will see you in the morning. Okay, here we go. Let's see how this turned out. It looks interesting on this side for sure. Okay, there we go. Ready? That came out gorgeous. Ugh, gorgeous. With just a little pink in the middle. That's so crazy. You can see just a little bit of the blue like around the middle. I like how this made it really dark in the middle. But those petals, gorgeous, gorgeous. Let me know what you think. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you next time. Bye.